So are you busy getting your kids ready to head back to school? Some schools on balance calendars start as early as next week. Many other school districts head back the first week of August. Before the first day of school, though, parents are invited to head into the classrooms to meet their children's teachers. If you've got younger children, you may be wondering how best to take advantage of their initial interaction. Joining me live this morning with some great answers for back to school night is veteran educator Lindsey Catellier. She's a fourth grade teacher at Reagan Elementary School in Brownsburg, currently on vacation with her family down in Florida. We appreciate you taking the time out of your vacation to talk with us. First, parents should ask about how a teacher disciplines students. How should they do that?
Well, I think it's important at whether it's back to school night or after the first day as those important papers come home, just to ask the teacher what is the discipline or incentive policy used in the classroom or school-wide. They can do that via email, text, or even a phone call, and to also ask the teacher if there are discipline concerns or even praises regarding behavior, academics, things like that. How will those be communicated to parents? What kind of expectation and timeline can a parent expect if there's a concern in the classroom before it's addressed at home? Obviously, as teachers, we'll work with the students, but how can we include parents in that as well? And what does that look like from the parent standpoint?
And one important thing, to find out the best way to contact the teacher. That's always good, because sometimes you're in a situation and you need to reach the teacher, but you don't know how.
Absolutely. It's very important to make sure you have an accurate email address and an accurate phone number or extension for the teacher. And a lot of times those things can be found on your school's website. And again, will probably be communicated via the teacher, but absolutely knowing the best way to get in contact with the teacher is extremely important.
Expectations for school to home connections. What do you mean by that?
So think of how is it that the teacher is going to communicate things that are going on into the classroom, whether it's, kind of a weekly email with here are the academic areas we're covering, or here is a calendar of events coming up. Some schools or teachers might utilize an assignment notebook or an agenda. Is that something that a parent might want to look at weekly or nightly? Some teachers might use some sort of a communication folder where maybe they write notes on that and that's their communication log. In addition, looking at what does it look like at home with homework, where are important papers coming home? Is there a binder? Is there a folder? How is it that the teacher and the students and the parents are going to make sure things get back in a timely manner? So maybe asking the teacher about what are their procedures for that? What are their expectations for that?
We have about less than a minute to go. You want parents to ask about any classroom routines that can actually help them support their kids. What are some examples?
So some examples of that would be like, what day does your class go to the library? So if you go on Wednesdays, making sure those library books come back home or come back from home to school on Wednesday morning. If your class has PE or gym on Fridays, making sure that their child is prepared with tennis shoes on Friday. Those kinds of things. What day of the week is your spelling test normally given? What day of the week might you have a math quiz? So if there are regular weekly routine things, what are those? And so that parents can get those established as well.
Well, I'm not a parent, but I'm going to ask you one more question, because I do have a niece and nieces now and nephews. Do you think that the parent should actually let the teacher know, since they've been with their child throughout the summer, if there's some things that they notice or picked up, to give the teacher a heads up on what to expect?
Absolutely. I mean, anytime that there's anything that a parent is noticing, even if it's we had a dog and our dog had to go to the vet overnight and it's made for a really rough morning. Those things are very important for us to know so that we can comfort the student, we can give them the support that they need, and we can make sure that we're just keeping an extra eye on them. So anytime there's anything that a parent thinks is important for a teacher to know, absolutely let us know, for sure. We want to know those things so that we can support the kids.
All right. Lindsey Catellier, representing Reagan Elementary in Brownsburg, enjoying your much-deserved vacation down in Florida. We appreciate you joining us.
Not a problem. Thank you so much.
And we'll see you again tomorrow, by the way, when you're going to help us with some advice on parent-teacher etiquette. So we'll look forward to that.
Sounds good. See you then.
All right, see you then.